Okay, welcome to InDesign. Today what we're going to talk about is creating multiple page documents and master pages. One of the advantages of InDesign and layout applications like this is that it allows you to create things like books or magazines where there are certain standard things in there like page numbers, titles, page layouts, things like that. Be able to produce them once, or the layout and measures for all of them once, and then be able to reuse those over and over and over to be able to save you a lot of time. So that's what we're going to do today, is set this up. Now, in this case, we're going to set up the number of pages as 4. We're going to do facing pages, and I'm also going to do a master text frame, and I'll explain more about what that is later. Now we've got our page sizes here. We've got columns. In this case, I'm going to set this up as a 5-column setup. The gutter is the space between those columns, and then the margins is the top, bottom, left, and right. Or in this case, because they're facing pages, you have an inside and outside. Think about a magazine spread. You have the area to the left of the margin, or the area to the left of the gutter, the area to the right of the gutter. If I take off that facing pages, you'll see that it's left and right. That's no longer, it's no longer facing pages, so there's no inside and outside. Let's go ahead and hit OK. We've got our new document here. Now I want you to see some of the pages that we have going on in here. This is our page layout. You can go to Window and Pages, and it's going to show you what we have. Here's page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. Now if I come over here, I can hit my space bar and Control and Option. It's going to give me minus. I can zoom out, and you'll see corresponding pages here. Now, one of the great things about master pages, again, is that you can, on these facing pages, we can create something that will be applied to each one of these. But in order to do that, we've got to go up to our master pages. You'll see a little A on the corner of this. It says A Master Applied. That means that whatever I do on this series of master pages right here will be applied to here. Now this means there's no template in advance, but this is giving us one. So I'm going to come up here. Double click on this. You'll see now that I have 2 pages. This is my master page, and I can tell because this is dark, this area is highlighted. I'm actually working on the right side of it. Here's our gutter, or our space between our pages, and then you've got a gutter, which is a space between columns. Okay, this is also a master text page right here, and we'll explain more about that in a moment. What I want you to understand though first is this. If I create something on this page, let's say for example I'm going to make a circle or an oval, and I'm going to make the fill color on that red, you'll see that it appears on all of those pages. So if I go to page 1, there's red. Page 2 or 3, there's red. Now this is on the right side of that margin, and this is on the right side of that, or the fold. It's on the right side. If I come back to the master page, you'll see that there's nothing on the left side. Now, what I'm going to do over here is draw a rectangle, and I'm going to fill that with green. And you'll see that that applies to all these pages. Now, one of the tough things about this is keeping track or keeping organization to all of this. Sometimes you'll work on this page right here and assume that it's going to be here. And sometimes you'll be working on your master page and you think you're actually working on one of these pages. So you have to really keep track of it. Now there's some great advantages. I can go ahead and put text in here. I'm going to make a text box and write Howard Fuller. Select it all and change my size like this. And you'll see that on every one of those pages on the right side, you'll give me that exact same thing there, and it locks too. I can't select that once it's on there, it's locked. Now you might think, well, that's silly because I don't want the exact same thing on every page. Well, to unlock this or to edit it, I can hold down the Command and Shift key together. I'll click here, and then I can go ahead and type this with whatever I want. We'll say, Larry Bud Melman, for any of you that are fans of The Late Show with David Letterman. So I can go in and make those changes, but I can't make those changes until I've actually pushed Command and Shift and clicked on it to unlock it. But you'll see that it keeps the same type format, the same type size, will keep the same color, all of those things. Now one place that this is really useful is if I come in here, I can go ahead and I'm going to put page, and then I'll give myself a space, maybe put a line there, another space, and then I'm going to go to type, insert special character, and I'm going to go to markers and do current page number. Now you'll see there are a lot of different things here available: symbols, copyright, ellipses, and so on, registration. This markers, I want to do current page number. You're going to see that it's going to give you a letter A. Now that's not the letter A, that's a marker that represents the master page. Now I'm going to put this Shift Command R, which is going to give me ragged left or aligned right. And now I'm going to come over here, I'm going to copy this, Command C, then I'll paste again, Command V. I'm going to drag now this box over here and align it left. Now you'll see both of these say page A, but again, as a reminder, that's not a letter A, that's actually a page number, because if I go down to my document pages, you'll see that says page 1 right there. And if we go here, page 2, page 3, page 4, and so on. And it will allow you to do that. In fact, if I add a page, and I can add one by dragging this down here, and add another page by clicking on that left master and dragging it down here, and it will continue to add pages based on that, and it will add those pages. Now this is great if I want to create a feature, or if I'm making a feature, I might make a spread in a magazine like Time magazine where you see both pages together, or you see a consistent article, or I might make columns where you've got an individual person or an individual column that you're using. That's an efficient way to be able to design a document, is by creating that. Now, here's an example of something I want to show. We're going to go up here to this spread right here. Now, I'm going to unlock this image, and I'll push Command and Shift, and I'll unlock this image. I'm going to put some type in here. I've already got a text box in there, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Just to set my cursor in there, and in this I'm going to type fill with placeholder text. Now you'll see that it automatically fills that to the next box because it's connected. Those two pages are connected, and I can continue to add pages with those already established in that 5-column setup. Now I can also select this object here, and you'll go right up here, and you have different choices of text wrap. This says no text wrap. This gives me a single point text wrap around it. You can also come here and have it go around that shape. So it's going to go around it on the outside like that. Now if I want to change the settings and how that looks, I can go to Window, Text Wrap, and it's going to give me this. And I can increase on this, or if I have my object selected, see how it's hugging that edge right here? Because of the nature of type, it's going to do that. I can come here and just increase that a little bit, and you'll notice that I get a pale blue line around there. Well, I can come in here now, and with my white arrow I can select that and drag that over and change any shape I want, do anything like that. So that gives me sort of an option of being able to make changes within that area. Now on an oval or on an irregular shape, it's going to do it all together. However, if I come here to this box, I can either keep it locked, keep this locked and make it all change together, or I can unlock it and maybe increase one side a little bit more so that optically it keeps the same, or it looks the same. Okay, this is kind of overlapping. I can do that same with this text box. I can select that and drag that up like that. Okay, so just a couple of ways that you can kind of play with and manipulate text that way. Now if I want to create a new master page, I'll come up here and I'll just write new master. And I'm going to call this, we can give it a prefix, it could be 1, it could be B, it could be Z, whatever. And I can call this add, or advertisement. Did I spell it right? I don't know. Advertisement, sure. And I just want it to be one page. Now I don't want to base it on any other master, otherwise I'm going to get all the same traits that are going on in here. So I'm going to make it its own master. And what I'll do, if I were doing a magazine, I would say, okay, this page is going to be ads only. And so just for me to be able to see this, I might type in ad. And I'll make this quite a bit larger. We'll make it 30 points. Or actually, we'll make it 72 points. And we're going to center it. And we're also going to go to our object text frame options. Or I'm sorry, not text frame. Yeah, text frame options. And we're going to align this type in the center. And hit OK. Or we can preview it. You can see it's going to keep that type in the center there. Or if we aligned it on the bottom like that. Okay, we'll do it in the center. Hit OK. What that means is no matter where I drag that box, it's always going to be centered mathematically within that space. Not only left to right because I've centered the text, but also top to bottom. And so that's a couple of things to keep track of. Well, I'm going to leave that as a master now. And now I can grab that ad, like if this were for a magazine, and I could bring it in and just insert it in one of these other spots. I'll bring it right here. And it's going to change that page because I dragged it over the top of that. I could bring it in and add it at the end of this, and you'll see that it pushes these other pages out and around. Okay, I can grab that and I can move it between these books, or between these pages, so it will kind of jostle information around a little bit. And now as I come here, you'll see that we've got our ad on page 4. We're not going to see any page numbers on there because I didn't include that in the original master page. Okay, and so that's going to give us some ways of creating multiple page documents. Now, sometimes when you're creating documents, or pages, you want to have a specific layout. I'm going to go ahead and close this and create a new document. We're not going to have a master text frame this time. Instead, though, I am going to have that 5 columns. The reason I'm going to do that is because when I'm creating a multiple page document and I want to add some more pages, I can just drag them down, or I can go up here to insert pages, and it will ask me where I want those pages and after what page, or what my master page I want it to be. I might come in here and say, okay, I want in this page right here, we'll go to 2 and 3, I want this to be a 2-column setup. And so the advantage that I have now is that I can select my text box and create that text there, or that text box there, and then I can just copy and paste it and add those columns, or I know that I have those 2 columns here. So if I select this, I'm going to go ahead and click in this box and click here, so now it will link my text. And I'm going to go ahead and paste another page right here. Oops. And another page right here. Or another column, I'm sorry. And then I'm going to go ahead and click unload those. I also want to sit here and click on that and click to there. So now what happens is this box, this text box is linked to this, and this text box to this one text linked to this one. So I come here, go to type, fill with placeholder text. It automatically fills all of those for me. The other thing that's nice is it gives me a space over here that if I choose, I can go, I can place an image there. And I've already got this sort of nice organizational structure. We'll go to, let's see, well, we'll do arc flat again. To here, I want to go ahead and do a text wrap around that, and then maybe even scale it a little bit bigger. But what that does is it gives me sort of a preset kind of layout that I can do. Okay, master pages is something that will be very useful to you. It'll be to your advantage to really test them and to play with them a little bit. You can go and look at other tutorials as well online. There are plenty there. All this is just a basic start to it. Okay? All right, now the next time you come back, we're going to learn just some wrap up on things, and then we're going to have